We'll call this meeting of the Silver City Town Council to order. Please rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And if I could ask Councilor Moronis to read our mission statement.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Silver City is the hub of an inclusive community settled within a small town that through guided growth honors and preserves its historical, cultural, and natural heritage while facilitating jobs, health, and education resources such that the residents and visitors may enjoy and protect the recreational opportunities of the area and high quality of life.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda with anything is council comments. Councilor Bettison, would you like to start?
Thank you, Mayor. The code enforcement folks wanted to make sure that I thanked everyone in the southwest portion. There's two sections of District 1, one that's sort of a northeastern and one that's in the southwestern portion. They want to thank everybody in the southwest portion of District 1 for complying with the weed abatement. And they really thank you very much. And they will be coming to work with the northeast portion of District 1 soon. But thanks again to everybody there. I also want to extend an invitation to everyone and to the council members as well and to our staff to attend a town and gown celebration welcoming home the Nan Ranch Collection. The event begins at 5 p.m. at the Western New Mexico University Museum this Thursday, and Mayor Marshall will join WNMU President Dr. Joseph Shepard and me as the museum director in uncrating and unboxing pieces of our newest members pottery collection, which is the Nan Ranch Collection. We're really excited about it. The mayor has promised he won't fumble anything or drop anything. There'll be samples of members black and white gelato from A Lot of Gelato. A number of businesses have sponsored this, along with the town, which is Town of Silver City, and the gown, which is the Western New Mexico University and the museum. There'll be a number of other really sort of hopefully surprises to everybody, but if you want an opportunity to see these members' pottery pieces right there in front of your face and not behind glass, come and join us at 5 o'clock on Thursday, and hopefully the mayor won't drop anything. He knows what will happen if he does. He's rightfully scared now. No, but that's all. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Thank you.
Let's get to touch it. The council can join us, and they might be able to touch it. Well, touch the pottery. I don't know. You know, I'm make that perfectly clear.
I think you need to stop while you're at it.
I know. She really kind of made that bad.
Councilor Cook.
I'd like to thank the Silver City Police Department for at the Blues Fest. I thought they did a very good job. I thought the Blues Fest was really nice. The bike show the day before was excellent. And please, everybody, clean up your weeds around your yard. I did it today, and now I'm sneezing from it, but I did it. And they will be coming around to your house and warning you that you need to clean up around your house. So please, do your sidewalks, and I throw a little water just to make sure on everything. So
Make them grow?
no, keep it wet. We're not knowing fires.
Councilor Wright.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. There was an article in the Silver City Sun News on May the 23rd about a T-shirt store that had been burglarized. Now, there are a number of us people that go down there, and I know the town council people go, and I go down there, and we do keep eyes open. So please don't blame the police department for not doing their duties. They do it. Also, I want to thank the street department for fixing the speed bump on Cooper Street and San Vicente. I have talked to Walgreens, I've talked to Papa John's Food Pizza, and the Food Baskets here in Silver, and I have asked them to see if they can make a senior day like Albertson does. Papa John's has said that they would do it, and when on the confirmation from Mr. Jim Nimick and from Walgreens. Thank you, Faye, for doing another wonderful job on the Blues Festival. I did do a study, or I asked for permission from the local motels, and I asked them for the Blues Festival if they had filled out the rooms. They did, and there was some that were left empty. I also asked them if they could give me the price that they charged, and they did. I also asked them that if they could keep the prices down. It's not a principle of money, it's for people to have fun here in Silver City. And I think the Silver City town people and everybody involved does a very good job in doing things for the county and the city. I have a long list. I talked to Faye about the Blues Festival on a bike run, and I have done it 3 out of the last 5 years with her. I had some people come up to and ask me during the Blues Festival about the bike run. I didn't do it this year, and I talked to Faye about it, and Faye said that for me to do it for next year. So hopefully, if all things go well, I will do another bike run for the Blues Festival. It does bring in more people. There was a cleaning up on the old Housley district area. The railroad company went and they cleaned up the area there, and it really, really looks nice. The people from that part of town have been complaining about Lombard Street, the old mill road, and it does look very, very nice. I would like to ask the council to see if they could consider something to have for Johnny Banks. After all, I think he was an icon here in Silver, to have something, some sort of a memorial for him, if possible. Go Cowboys. I don't care if it's Cliff, but not Dallas. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It has been a very eventful month, the Blues Festival and some of the other projects or events that have been going on, and it's been fun. I know my kids have enjoyed their first month off of school for summer vacation. And hopefully we can keep that going throughout the summer. I'd like to congratulate Main Street for bringing in another $175,000 to our community. Over the last 27 years, the Silver City Main Street project has brought in well over $1 million in monies that, in many cases, wouldn't even be available to our town if it wasn't for that project being in place in our town. They do a great job of bringing in money and helping keep our downtown vibrant. Outside that, that's it. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Just a couple of things. One is today we had the opening, ribbon cutting without a ribbon, of the tennis courts. And back in November, we passed a bond issue for quality of life projects, and the tennis courts was one of them. And we partnered with Silver Schools, and the tennis courts are now complete. We were out there today. They look very, very nice, and they're striped as professional tennis courts should be. So get out there and use them. Since I've been the mayor, that's been a request that we've had, is to fix up those tennis courts, and they're now done. And Alex may want to comment on this, but Silver City put in a request for the Community Development Block Grant, and we were awarded $432,457.40. And that is for street and drainage improvements. Do you want to say anything about that?
Other than it's that continual upgrade of Chihuahua Hill, where we go in one year and do water and sewer replacement, and try to come back the following year and do the street and drainage improvements in that same area. So we've been doing this for approximately 7 years in Chihuahua Hill, and we're getting close to completely redoing most of the neighborhood in that part of town. So I just want to congratulate the Public Works Department for a good job on the work they did in getting that grant application put in.
Thank you. The other is, there was, effective June 4th, 2012, there's a 90-day notice that Great Lakes Airlines, which is our only commercial airline out of Grant County serving Albuquerque, has filed a notice of intent to terminate service. And we have until the 24th to file objections, which I'll speak with our attorney, who's extremely knowledgeable on the Essential Air Service program, on what we might consider filing, as well as having some discussion with Great Lakes. Typically, they won't terminate service unless there's another provider that's been contracted to provide air service under that contract. But we need to find out more than what the legal document shows is Great Lakes' intent. But their claim is increased operating costs and decreased connection of availability out of Albuquerque is causing their decision. So we will be working on that to ensure that that part of our economy remains intact. Anybody need round two? Councilor Ray.
I forgot to mention that I was approached by one of the departments to sponsor a bike run, and it's going to be for August 31st and September 1st. It's going to be for benefit for the Source City Fire Department, the Source City Police Department, Grand County Sheriffs, the Bear PD, and other local volunteers, including the EMTs. It's in the early stages right now, but these guys want to do a bike run, so I will definitely help them do a bike run, and we're going to do it here in Silver. And it's going to be benefit for, from what I understand, they want to do a benefit or split the monies with scholarships. I think the chief can verify that. I forgot about that. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Benson.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to congratulate the Memphis Region Arts Council and Fame and Calmont and the Blues Festival Committee on another great blues festival, the Silver City Police Department and also the Fire Department and all the agencies that were there assisting with in our grounds, because they kept it clean. Once again, keeping everything up and running at the Blues Festival so that all the visitors from out of town and all the local folks could enjoy it. And I also want to congratulate Main Street on their award, which is, my understanding is, the largest award that was given to any Main Street community this year from the capital monies that have been set aside for Main Street. So congratulations to the Main Street Board and to Nick and everyone that worked hard on that. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving right along, are there any changes to the agenda? I have one change, and it's under new business, item C, appointment of one member to planning and zoning. I'd like to make that appointment of 2 members to planning and zoning. And it's not a substantial change. Anything else? Seeing none. Next item is approval of minutes of the regular meeting of the Silver City Town Council from May 22nd, 2012.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilor.
I move that we approve the minutes of the regular meeting of the Town Council, May 22nd, 2012, as presented, the revised minutes.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of the Silver City Town Council from May 22nd, 2012. Is there any discussion? There's a motion and a second, no discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is under reports. Report on the 2012 Grant County Community Assessment and Focus Group Information by Tiffany Knopf, Coordinator of the Grant County Community Health Council. You have the floor.
Can I approach and bring you some materials?
Sure.
Thank you.
You really can pass me. I have a gazillion of those on my desk.
Thank you, Silver City City Council, for allowing me to be here today. I'm Tiffany Knopf. I'm the Health Council Coordinator for Grant County. And the Grant County Health Council, just for anybody who's new, is the Health and Wellness Planning Authority for the County Commission. So the health councils were started back in 2001 by the Maternal and Child Health Act, and so we've kind of evolved from that point from the Department of Health. And we currently work on 5 priority areas that were set back in 2007, and those are behavioral health, economic development, community safety, fitness and nutrition, and family resiliency. So I'm here today to talk about what the Health Council has been up to for the past 6 months, which has been the creation of our community assessment. The purpose of the community assessment is to gather data regarding the needs of Grant County residents regarding their health and wellness concerns here in Grant County. So hopefully the results will help with grant applications for local nonprofits, local governments, county government, as well as any other community member who would require community input for their grant application. So the last time we did the assessment was back in 2006, and from then until now, we've brought in over $15 million using that data. Some programs that have been brought in due to the community assessment are programs like Hidalgo Medical Services, Cora Caminos, Healthy Kids, Healthy Communities, the Volunteer Center, the Wellness Coalition. All of those organizations have either used our data or we use the data to bring in those organizations into Grant County. So the report that I presented you first was our focus group report. So back in February, we did 12 focus groups all throughout Grant County. We had 105 community members participate, and the purpose of the focus groups was to really refine our survey. So we don't expect that any local nonprofits or any local government agencies will use this data specifically for grant applications, but it did allow us to make sure that our survey tool was complete. So for example, one of the things that came up in the focus groups almost entirely across the entire county was renewable energy. Renewable energy was not present on our 2006 community assessment, but it is present on the new 2012 version because it was brought up in the focus groups. Another thing that we use the focus group report for is once we get the actual survey results back, several of the categories are pretty vague, like renewable energy. So we're able to go back and look at the community's response to get a more specific view as to what the community's thoughts and concerns were. Not saying that we'll use that as an entire focus, but it'll help us refine those concerns. So beginning on May 1st, we started distributing the actual survey, which is called Your Home, Your Voice, Grant County Community Assessment. And so our goal this year is pretty hefty with 9,000 community responses. So that's about a third of Grant County. The last time we completed the assessment, it was 16 pages long, and we got 3,000 responses. This time it's 4 pages long, and so our goal is 9,000. We've been gathering data since about a month and a half ago, and we already have 1,700 responses from the community. So the survey is available online, as well as paper and pencil, both in English and in Spanish. So residents can go to, or you can go to our website at gcchc.org if you have not completed the survey. I do also have paper copies for you here as well if you'd like to take them. But what I'm here for ultimately is I really need your support in getting those 9,000 responses. So we have a list of community events. We were at Blues Fest. We'll be at 4th of July. We'll be at a lot of the different community events throughout the summer. We'll be collecting the data through September. So in any way you can help, that would be greatly appreciated. Do you have any questions or thoughts?
Councilor Benson.
Tiffany, I just want to say that I really thought that your report was very well written and really contained a lot of information. It was very impressive. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It really shows and highlights what the Health Council is doing in our community and how we can take this information that you've developed and how we can move forward.
Absolutely.
So thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you. And we will be presenting, once we get the final results back, which should be the beginning of 2013, we will be presenting and doing community forums all throughout Grant County to let people know about the results.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next on the reports, Mr. Brown.
Unless you want something.
I can think of something. But we will save time. Chief Reynolds. Uh-oh. Chief Bencomo, you're in the hot seat and you're not getting away with that.
Mayor, Council, I just wanted to report that under the Town of Silver City Ordinance, Section 1824, Fire Chief Duties and Responsibilities, I met with City Manager Alex Brown to discuss the drought situation here locally. And if I may, I'd like to read the section that covers that. During a period of drought or other circumstances determined by the fire chief to constitute a real and imminent danger to the town or its inhabitants from fire, issuing consultation with the town manager, orders banning open flames in the town or a specific portion thereof, or to any extent deemed necessary for the protection of the public and property of the inhabitants of the town. This power shall include but not limited to the banning outside of a fully enclosed permanent structure, the building or maintaining of a fire, campfire, charcoal burner, grill, or any stove producing any open flames using propane or petroleum fuels, two-cycle internal combustion engines, except motor vehicles with mufflers or spark arresters, and the banning within a fully enclosed permanent structure or camp trailer or a mobile home, the use of a wood burning stove or wood burning place or any other device burning wood or any material which produces as such order of the chief shall be posted in at least 6 locations and at least 1 newspaper of the general circulation within the town. So I met with Alex about a week and a half ago, and we discussed the local conditions, and it was my feeling that we implement some restrictions. I met with Gary Benavides, I believe it was Wednesday. He was preparing to submit their restrictions to the county the following day, so we're pretty much on the same page as to what we were wanting to do. I did tell Alex that our restrictions, I felt like they should be general in nature, so they're posted on the website. I think they were posted in today's Sun News, and I'm hoping that they're posted in the Daily Press tomorrow. If there's any questions.
Councilor Morris.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Chief, with those general restrictions, is there going to be, can the residents cook out in their backyards?
Yes, and that's something that I talked with the city manager, is I don't want to prohibit people from not enjoying the evenings now that we don't have as much smoke as we've had the last couple of weeks, so I want to make allowance for that.
Thanks.
Questions, comments? Councilor Ray.
Chief, I've been asked if you're going to have a ban on the fireworks.
Well, presently, the only thing that we can ban by the state law are I believe it's the helicopters, aerial spinners, the ground audible fireworks, which include chasers, firecrackers. I know the county implemented, that was part of their restrictions. We fall under the county. I believe that if we had to, we would have to have a hearing 20 days prior to the holiday. Is that correct?
Yes.
Robert? I think it is.
Yeah, there's several areas of law, and the most fundamental is the banning of open flame. The banning of open flame implies a ban on the ignition. So we're not even addressing the issue of sale of fireworks this year. If you choose, and I guess you're doing that tonight, to issue an order pursuant to the municipal ordinance that bans open flames, anything that produces an ash, and I'm not aware of any firework that does not produce an ash. So in effect, your ban of open flame is banning the ignition of any type of firework, and there's no need to go into discussion of banning sales or regulating sales.
Under the restrictions that we have under F, I'm sorry I don't have a copy for you, but we have any open burning that will produce 12 or more ounces of ash or smoldering material that is not specific covered under previously is prohibited. So
You're talking 12 ounces of ash?
yes.
Well, I would make the suggestion now, since we haven't had a chance to talk, we've both been running around pretty busy, is that you take out that restriction of 12 ounces of ash.
That may be a typo. I think that's half an ounce.
Well, I would take out anything that produces any ash. In your duties as fire chief, it says, but not limited to. So you have more discretion than is specifically listed in that ordinance. So if in your judgment, the ignition of fireworks, any kind of firework, would present a danger to the public, to the people or its property, then right now, I think that you should announce that's what you're doing, and the publications that will appear tomorrow will be consistent with what you say tonight.
Okay. I'm not sure how to state that.
You're banning open flame, open fire, anything that produces an ash, whether it's a rubbish pile or a firecracker.
Okay, well, I guess,
You can work with the attorney and make the notice
okay,
to your desire. This is a notice to us that you're doing it for information purposes. It is not a legal binding requirement that the enforcement has to follow. Your notice and your publication in 6 places is the requirement that will be held up to law in the court.
okay.
So you can work that out with him. Just so the public is aware, in light of the fact that the state legislature totally ignored, one, the structure of governments across the country, that local issues get to be addressed at the local level, they retained their right to control the issue on fireworks, and they do not allow us to regulate most fireworks. And that was also in light of the governor's request that that authority be given to local governments. It was in light of the fact that we've been in a drought for quite a while. We had extreme fire behavior that had never been seen before last year. We've seen right here in our neck of the woods, we now have the largest fire in the history of the state, and our state legislature chooses to ignore it. So if you want to write letters and make phone calls, it's the state legislature that needs to hear from you that you want to be protected. And there is absolutely, this is the only area that we're preempted on a public safety level from addressing your safety with this body. And it's very, very frustrating. We get emails, we get phone calls, we get called things because of our lack of action, and It's not something that the state is allowing us to regulate. And I'm not going to apologize for the legislature. It was extreme debate on this last year at the legislature, and no action. Anything else, Chief?
I may add to that, Mayor. The mayor and I were in attendance with approximately 12 other chiefs in Santa Fe to try to push this legislative effort, and I got to tell you, I was really disappointed that after all the fire activity we had last year, that they didn't pursue that more seriously. So, I mean, we made our efforts known out there. Another thing I'd like to mention is, and I hope I didn't bring my notes, but on June 23rd, we've been asked to participate in, I believe it's called Project Hard Start. It's a program that was started by Dr. Barry Raymond and KOA-TV, so they will be here on Saturday, June 23rd. It's about an hour length program that teaches you how to do CPR. My understanding is it starts at 9 o'clock. They will be showing a video, about a 12-minute video, and then they will walk out to the old James Stadium and do hands-on practice on mannequins. So the public is invited to participate in that. So if you need to contact Jeff Fell, he is our training officer. He's kind of involved in that. His number is 956-1273, I believe, or 956-1272, one of those two numbers. So that's it.
He does sleep, so keep the calls at normal hours. Anything else? Any questions for the chief?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good. Next on the agenda is a public hearing entitled Approval Disapproval of Ordinance Number 1204, an ordinance amending the town's official zoning map by rezoning from commercial to historic downtown commercial, a parcel described as the east 56.10 feet of lots 1 and 3 of Block 62 of Fraser Survey of the original town site of Silver City, Grant County, New Mexico, 101 North Baird Street. The town council will serve as the hearing board, and I as mayor will be the presiding officer. Have any members of this hearing board had ex parte discussion with any person regarding the subject matter of this hearing, or had any communication from any party to this case? Hearing none, you're all qualified. Will all parties and witnesses intending to testify, including those staff members who intend to present testimony or who will be available for questioning, please rise and come to the podium to be sworn in by the town clerk. If you have not been sworn, you will not be permitted to testify or otherwise participate in this hearing.
Would you like to testify for the next one?
Okay, Jim, we'll just sign.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your names. Do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I am about to give in the matter before this council is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, under penalty of perjury.
Thank you, Ann. The hearing will be conducted as follows. The town staff shall present a brief synopsis of the application based on the application or actions taken by the director, by P&Z Commission, or by town staff. Then the applicant shall present their case. Next will come witnesses in support of applicant's case. The applicant, staff, or witnesses may then be questioned by the hearing board. The presiding officer will then ask the applicant if that concludes its case in chief and states that the proponent and its witnesses will remain available to be further questioned by the hearing board, by staff, or by opponents to the application. Following the close of the applicant's case, witnesses in opposition to the applicant's case shall be permitted to testify during the course of which the witnesses may address questions to any previous witness, but such questions shall be made through the presiding officer. The presiding officer, I'm going to have a seizure. The presiding officer shall have the sole discretion in directing the question for response, considering whether the question is relevant, is cumulative to other testimony, or is otherwise inappropriate. At the close of testimony against the application, the presiding officer asks the applicant, is there anything else you wish to be reflected in the record? And then we will go for a decision. Mr. Coates, you have the floor.
Mayor, councilors, tonight, as you've already mentioned, that we're looking at a map amendment zone change request or ordinance 1204 for 101 North Baird Street. It's currently zoned commercial, and the applicant would like to rezone it to historic downtown commercial. The property is located at the corner of Spring and Baird Street, and just a couple months ago, we had another application for the same zoning change for the property right across the street. There have been several changes over the last year for the new zone of historic downtown commercial because of the changing mortgage markets, and the mortgagors are getting more stringent on what kind of zone a property is in before they'll actually loan money on a property. That is the case for this property this evening. The property is for sale, and the purchaser or prospective purchaser's mortgage company is wishing that it or demanding that it be zoned in a residential way, and that can include a mixed use or a multiple use zone, which is commercial and residential, as is the historic downtown commercial properties. The historic downtown commercial district is intended to accommodate a mix of commercial uses serving residents and visitors, mixed-use buildings and residential buildings in the historic central business core, and to provide a variety of building sizes compatible with the character of the Silver City Historic District. The district encourages a high level of vitality through diverse activities conveniently accessible to pedestrians. This particular zone was created during the discussions about the revisions to the land use code that were adopted in 2010, and it was created for the neighborhood that this particular property sits in. As you can see, it's a small piece of property that is part of two lots at the corner, and it's currently being used as a residence, and was recently sold as a residence. Next door, the property was recently sold. This is a picture of the residence as it faces Baird Street, and this is as it faces Spring Street. You can tell it is a residentially clustered neighborhood, and most of the properties in that block, as well as the surrounding blocks, are residential, though most are zoned commercial. It's a quiet street that is a block away from Broadway. The property at one time has been used as a duplex. Currently, it is being looked at as a single-family residence. To find to adopt the map change or the map amendment zone change, one of the following findings has to be seen as part of the proposal. And do you need me to read these into the record, Mr. Mayor? Okay. Pardon?
They're already part of the record.
Thank you.
We wrote them. We're pretty familiar with them.
And when the Planning and Zoning Commission met on May 1st and considered this proposal, The Planning and Zoning Commission found that the proposed amendment provides additional flexibility in meeting the objectives of the Land Use Code without lowering the standards of the Land Use Code. So, are there any questions?
Councilor Bedison.
I have a quick one in the paperwork that was submitted to the council. I think, I believe I read in here that there had been a meeting in this area to actually change all of these properties to historic downtown commercial. That this was one of the group of properties, and the meeting had taken place, but has yet to occur. Is that what I understand?
This application came before the Planning and Zoning Commission prior to the application that we are presenting to you in July that has to do with the entire area. And that community meeting was the first step in our public awareness campaign about that major.
Okay, I just wanted to
this
ask,
would be in that neighborhood, yes, ma'am.
because it was noted in the content presented that there had been a public meeting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
The applicant may present her case.
Good evening. My name is Sylvia Mikes, and I'm a local realtor, and I'm representing Mr. Les Rubin. He's the owner of 101 North Bayard Street, and we are just basically asking for a zoning change because of lender issues. Currently, the property is pending, and it's under contract, and it cannot proceed till we found some sort of a happy medium for the zoning.
Anything else?
That's it. Just hope it goes through.
Any questions for the applicant? Is there anything else you wish to be included in the record?
Not at this time.
Are there any questions for any witness? Is the hearing board prepared to consider this application and render its decision?
Yes, sir.
I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor,
Oh, hold on. I have to do this before you do that. Is there anyone in opposition to the application? My attorney's going to have a cow if I don't ask that, even though nobody swore in. Being nobody. Councilor Ray.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve ordinance 1204 and ordinance amending council official zoning map by rezoning from commercial to historic downtown commercial, a parcel described as the east 56.10 feet of lots 1 and 3 of block 62 of Fraser survey of the original town site of Silver City, Grant County, New Mexico, 101 North Bayard Street, under the finding of number 7. The proposed amendment provides additional flexibility in meeting the objectives of this land use code without lowering the standards of the land use code.
Councilor Morales.
Mayor, I second that motion.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? There's a motion and a second to approve ordinance 1204 and an ordinance amending the town's official zoning map by rezoning from commercial to historic downtown commercial, a parcel described as the east 56.10 feet of lots 1 and 3 of block 62 of Fraser survey of the original town site of Silver City, Grant County, New Mexico, addressed as 101 North Bayard Street, with finding the proposed amendment provides additional flexibility in meeting the objectives of the land use code without lowering the standards of the land use code. This finding fulfills the requirements stated in section 6.3.2 of the Land Use and Zoning Code of 2010. Roll call, please.
Councilor Malone?
Aye.
Councilor Ray?
Aye.
Councilor Cook? Aye. Councilor Bedison?
Aye.
Motion carries, and that concludes this hearing. Thanks. The next item on the agenda is approval of ordinance number 1205, an ordinance amending the town's official zoning map by rezoning from commercial to historic downtown commercial, a parcel described as all of the east 36.50 feet of lots 2, 4, 6, and 8, and part of the west 35 feet of lots 1, 3, 5, and 7 of Block 97 of Fraser Survey of the original town site of Silver City, Grant County, New Mexico, addressed as 608 West Yankee Street. The town council will serve as the hearing board, and I, as the mayor, will be the presiding officer. Have any members of this hearing board had ex parte discussions with any person regarding the subject matter of this hearing, or had any communication from any party to this case?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No.
Hearing none, you're all qualified. Will all parties and witnesses intending to testify, including those staff members who intend to present testimony or who will be available for questioning, please rise and come to the podium to be sworn in by the town clerk. If you have not been sworn, you will not be permitted to testify or otherwise participate in this hearing.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Jim Coates,
Do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I am about to give in the matter before this council is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
It's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Under penalty of perjury.
Under penalty of perjury.
Thank you, Ann. The hearing will be conducted as follows. The town staff shall present a brief synopsis of the application based on the application or actions taken by the director, by P&Z Commission, or by town staff. Then the applicant shall present their case. Next will come witnesses in support of the applicant's case. The applicant, staff, or witnesses may then be questioned by the hearing board. The presiding officer will then ask the applicant if that concludes its case in chief and states that the proponent and its witnesses shall remain available to be further questioned by the hearing board, by staff, or by opponents to the application. Following the close of the applicant's case, witnesses in opposition to the applicant's case shall be permitted to testify, during the course of which the witness may address questions to any previous witness, but such questions shall be made to the presiding officer. The presiding officer shall have the sole discretion in directing the question for response, considering whether the question is relevant, is cumulative to other testimony, or is otherwise inappropriate. At the close of testimony against the application, the presiding officer asks the applicant, is there anything else you wish to be reflected in the record? Mr. Coates, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council. Here we go again. I want to quickly address the matter that Councilor Bedison brought up, is that on the last hearing that the town does have a proposal in the works, and it's already passed through the Planning and Zoning Commission, will come before you, that will address 800 or so lots in the commercial area within the historic district. So if I seem distracted a little bit, it's partly because I'm still working on that for you in July, and I've lost track of which properties we're actually looking at, but because it's all in the same rezoning mix. This hearing is about rezoning 608 West Yankee Street from commercial to historic downtown commercial, and this property is located directly across the street from the new Health Council office on Yankee Street, and Cooper Street is here, Yankee here. It's very, very residential, except for that big institutional building across the street. But it is zoned commercial, and the commercial is not people with properties that are zoned commercial are having a hard time getting mortgages right now, or refinancing their homes, and that's the case in this particular one. Again, we're asking for a historic downtown commercial district from commercial district, and the subject property is in a block surrounded by primarily residential with a couple of small commercial and gallery social service organizations around the corner from the house. The house is just a nice residential residence that is fits in with the surroundings of the residential neighborhood. And you can see here's the health council office, which used to be other institutional type uses, and this is the house over here on Yankee Street. Yankee Street is another quiet residential but currently zoned commercial street. The historic downtown commercial zone will allow both residential and commercial uses within the district. Again, the findings required would be 1, 2, 4, and 7, and the Planning and Zoning Commission at its May 1st meeting recommended the adoption of the map amendment zone change based on 1, 2, 4, and 7 of the findings that are required. Any questions?
Any questions? Thank you, sir. The applicant may now present her case.
I'm in the process of attempting to refinance the property and came up against the fact that although it was residential when I bought it, not all that long ago, it was now considered commercial. So we started this prior to the general plan change that you're all going to be looking at next month, so that I can complete that refinance process.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Any questions for any witnesses?
No.
Jim, regardless of the financing conditions, I think the standard within the land use code is that it fit the neighborhood.
Yes.
More so than any personal financial hardship.
Right.
And it is your belief that this request fits what is on the ground in the neighborhood?
It fits what's on the ground in the neighborhood and will offer benefits both to the neighborhood and to individual property owners in the neighborhood.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there any witness, don't run off, because I got one more question for you. Is there any witness in opposition to the application? Seeing none, does that conclude your case, or is there anything else you wish to be reflected in the record?
There's nothing else I need to be reflected.
Thank you. Is the council prepared to render a decision?
Yes, sir.
I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilor Ray.
I move to approve of ordinance 1205, an ordinance amending the town's official zoning map by rezoning from commercial to historic downtown commercial, a parcel described as all of the east 36.50 feet of lots 2, 4, 6, and 8, and part of the west 35.0 feet of lots 1, 3, 5, and 7 of block 97 of Fraser survey of the original town site of Silver City, Grand County, New Mexico, located at 608 West Yankee Street, on the finding of number 4. The proposed amendment will not adversely impact the public health, safety, or general welfare, and will promote the original purposes of the land use code.
Mr. Mayor, I second that motion.
There's a motion and a second to approve. Is there any discussion? There's a motion and a second to approve and no further discussion. We're approving ordinance number 1205, an ordinance amending the town's official zoning map by rezoning from commercial to historic downtown commercial, a parcel described as all of east 36.50 feet of lots 2, 4, 6, and 8, and part of the west 35 feet of lots 1, 3, 5, and 7 of block 37 of Frazier's survey of the original town site of Silver City, Grant County, New Mexico, addressed at 608 West Yankee Street. With finding number 4, the proposed amendment will not adversely impact the public health, safety, or general welfare and will promote the original purposes of the land use code, or it will adversely impact the, no. That's it. Roll call.
Counselor Lloyd.
Aye.
Counselor Ray.
Aye.
Counselor Cook.
Aye.
Counselor Barrett.
Aye.
Motion carries, and that concludes this hearing. Councilor Edison.
Mr. Mayor, I move for a short break.
Is there a second?
Mr. Mayor, I second that motion.
There's a motion and a second for a short break. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We'll be in a short recess. We'll call this meeting back to order. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. And we have 3 things basically on the agenda, and it's approval, disapproval of 3 public celebration permit applications for a welcome celebration for parents of Western New Mexico University class of 2016 at Hunter Hall on 10th Street, Silver City, New Mexico. Sponsor of the event, WNMU Alumni Affairs, license holder St. Clair Winery, license number 6130. At 1325 DeBaca Road, Southeast Deming, New Mexico. The permit applications are for the same event at the same location on 3 separate dates as follows: June 21st, 2012 from 4:30 p.m. till 6:30 p.m., July 19th, 2012 from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., August 8th, 2012 from 4:30 p.m. till 6:30 p.m. Does anybody wish for any part of this agenda item to be pulled for discussion? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor,
Counselor.
I move that we approve 3 public celebration permit applications for a welcome celebration for parents of Western New Mexico University class of 2016 at Hunter Hall on 10th Street, Silver City, New Mexico. Sponsor of the event, WNMU Alumni Affairs, license holder St. Clair Winery, license number 6130, 1325 DeBaca Road, Southeast Deming, New Mexico. The permit applications are for the following event at the same location on 3 separate dates as follows: June 21st, 2012 from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., July 19th, 2012 from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., August 8th, 2012 from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. And I'm asked the attorney if we should also include that they need also a waiver, the approval of waiver of 60, hold on a minute, I'll get it from the letter, of section 60-6B-10 of the New Mexico State Statutes, and not annotated, of the prohibition on dispensing of alcohol within 300 feet of the school or church for the purposes of the welcome celebration for the parents of the W's class of 2016, because it happens to be on the campus of Western New Mexico University.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Mr. Mayor, I second that motion.
As stated.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? There's a motion, a second, to approve the 3 public celebration permit applications as published and read twice tonight, with the waiver and according to statute to allow it to be within 300 feet of a school. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is approval, disapproval of pawnbroker bond principal D. Patton, doing business as General Pawn and Trade at 1960 and a half Highway 180, Silver City, New Mexico. Bond amount $5,000. Would you like? Please. Tell us what you're doing.
Good evening. My name is Gina Patton. I'm hoping to start a business here in town, and I posted a $5,000 bond, pawnbroker's bond, and I'm waiting for your approval.
The bond is in accordance to the code for the town of Silver City that we must approve. The staff has reviewed and finds everything to be in order. Any questions? Entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approval of pawnbroker bond principal Dina Patton, DBA General Pawn and Trade at 1960 and a half Highway 180, Silver City, New Mexico, and the bond amount of $5,000.
Is there a second?
Mr. Mayor, I second that motion.
There's a motion and a second to approve. Is there any discussion? There's a motion and a second, no further discussion, to approve the pawnbroker bond with principal being Dina Patton, doing business as General Pawn and Trade at 1960 and a half Highway 180, Silver City, New Mexico, bond amount $5,000. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Next item on the agenda is approval, disapproval of an agreement between the town of Silver City and the Fraternal Order of Police, Silver City Police Officers Association from July 1, 2012 to June 30, 2014. Mr. Brown.
Town of Silver City and the police union met to negotiate their contract because the current contract is ending June 30 of this year. What we did was we cleaned up some of the language in the contract, as well as worked on limiting some of the skill pays. We worked on, there's some pay increases, both in annual wages as well as shift differential. We did decrease some of the cap on the duty officer pay, because that is paid out at the end of if the employee leaves, and so we didn't want to have such a large limit, because that would limit our ability to replace the employees because we would have to pay them out so much. And basically, those are the major items. If you have any questions, the union did ratify this agreement already, so they have approved these changes to the contract, and these increases were included in the preliminary budget that was presented to you already.
Any discussion? Councilor Morales.
Mr. Mayor, I move for approval of an agreement between the town of Silver City and the Fraternal Order of Police, Silver City Police Officers Association, from July 1, 2012 to June 30, 2014.
Mr. Mayor, I second the motion as stated.
There's a motion and a second to approve the agreement between the town of Silver City and Fraternal Order of Police as presented and published on the agenda in red. Is there any discussion? There's a motion and a second, no discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, sir. Next item on the agenda is appointment of 2 members to the Planning and Zoning Commission. We have 2 applicants and 2 openings, and I have word from the chair as well as staff that they all recommend appointment of Mr. John H. Lawson and Mr. D.R. Patterson, and we find them to be qualified and would be a benefit to the commission. Is there any objection?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Hearing no objection, the 2 are appointed and shall receive the due notification and process. I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Or I'll just leave.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilor Morales.
move to adjourn.
Mr. Mayor, I'll second it. That's it.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned.